Hey, what's up, guys? This is for one of my viewers. He had taken this knife apart to clean it, I believe, and he just had a hard time. He couldn't put it back together. So he asked me if I can kind of talk him through it. But to be honest, without actually seeing the knife and the parts, it's very hard to just be able to explain that in a message or an email. So I told him, you know what, if you ship it out to me and send me some money for return shipping, I'd be more than happy to look at it for you. And I said maybe I'll make a video about it. So that's what this is. I'm going to attempt to put this back together. I know how it has to go back together. It's just a real big pain in the butt. It's a lockback knife, and I'll show you in just a minute, what the parts are and everything. But it could be a real pain to put back together. Basically, you have your two handle scales here, or slabs. These are actually your scales. But you have the frame of the knife. Okay, in the back here you have the back part of the pivot screw, which I kept in the frame, and I also kept this like this as well. This is your actual lock bar, your lock back. Okay. Then we have the blade, of course. Put that off to the side. We have a washer here for the blade. Actually, I'll put that right in the frame for now. I have a little screw here and a little spacer. That's for the back of the knife. That basically goes through this part right here, and it gives you a spot to attach a lanyard if you wanted to. I have the front part of the pivot screw. Okay. I have these two screws right here, which go into the frame. Each one of these screws go through the frame, and they hold down this piece right here. Okay, and this is one of the most important parts of this this knife here, because basically what happens, if I can try and explain this, this piece, you can see the two holes for the body. Let me put that washer aside before I lose it. This goes on just like so. Okay, it goes just like that. And the reason you have this piece here is because this bar fits in the bottom of here, and this piece is attached to the frame, and it keeps the bar from moving. Okay, why they have two different pieces for this, I have no idea. They can probably machine it so that it's one piece, but I guess it's easier to make it like this. But basically, this bar sits in this this channel like this, okay, and it puts pressure up against the lock back. Okay, when this is all assembled and everything's screwed down right, it's putting pressure up that way. It's making resistance, so it's hard to push this down. A reason being is that the top of this bar is going to lock into the base of the blade, or the tang, as you can see here. Drop these pieces. Okay, when the knife's open, there's a lot of pressure on this keeping it down, so it's being pushed this way. So when it's closed, it kind of keeps it in place so the blade doesn't fall out, and then as it rotates around, it locks in. You can see it fits perfectly. Let me show you that again. Okay, it's pushing against the tang here, and it snaps in. Okay, and that's what keeps your blade locked. And obviously when you pivot around this pin and you push it down, it lifts that lock up so the blade will move freely. Okay, so it's real simple in the theory of how to put it back together. And I believe he knew how to do this as well. It's just actually putting it together is a real pain in the butt because you have so much pressure pushing up on this. So I'm going to attempt to do this in the video, so if he ever takes this apart again, he can kind of see how it's done, but I'm assuming it's going to be difficult. But we're going to try it here. So first thing I want to do is put the washer in for now. I'm going to put this piece on. Just kind of rest it here for a second. Make sure this is lined up right. Now I'm going to put the blade on, and I'm going to rest this top scale, or top part of the handle on. Now I want to at least get one screw. I'm using my screwdriver here just to kind of line this up. I want to get at least one of these screws in this piece here. So line that up the best I can. Okay. I actually could have put both in. I'll try to put this piece in afterwards. I'll show you that in just a minute, but kind of hand tighten these down. See, it's already being a pain in the butt. Take the blade off. And I tell you what. See, something like this can be kind of frustrating, to be honest. Let me put this piece in, at least get one screw in first, and then we'll go from there. I might actually have to time-lapse this video as well, because it will be, I'm guessing now it's going to be a longer video. It's going to be kind of a pain in the butt to do this, but we'll see what we can do. Allen key here just to tighten it down. By the way, if this video is boring, I mean, like I said, this is more or less for the owner of the knife. I figured some of you guys might have an interest in seeing how this works, but you know, that's why I'm posting the video. But if you're not interested, you could shut it off, or you can just kind of fast forward to see if I actually get it. Okay, I'm going to put both these screws in. I'm just going to tighten them down, but not all the way, because I want a little wiggle in the frame here. Okay, so that piece is in. Now let's see, where do we go from here? Let's put the bar in. Now it's tricky because the bar has to be in the channel. Remember the piece on the inside? You gotta move this out of the way. It has to be in that channel all the way. Okay, now before I fiddle with that, let me put the blade on. Oh, let's get that washer in there. Okay, put the blade on. There we go. And I'm going to use a screwdriver. You have to push this bar now behind, you know, the single bar behind the locking bar. Okay, so you have that pressure. But at the same time, I also have to push down on the top here. Whoop, I don't want that blade on top of the bar. I want it in front of it. There we go. See, this is a real pain in the butt. Let me close the blade. I'll cut myself while I'm doing this. Okay, so I want to be able to push this bar behind the locking bar, and at the same time I want to get this around the pivot on top, and also get the handle through this pin, which keeps it set. So I'm going to push this in. You know, I'm going to have to do this with the blade open. Actually, I'll put the blade in afterwards. Let's try to get this part in first. This is the important part, is getting this piece back there. And it really is a pain in the butt to do this. And it's going to want to pop out every time. Again, not my knife, so I'm trying to be very ginger with it as well, which is also hard to do. Alright guys, well, you know, I shut the camera off there, and it's been about 30-35 minutes since I did so. I needed to use I took out my SOG power lock here, and I used the file locked into place and used it kind of like a wedge. And what I did was, you know, attacking it from the back like that and putting the bar in that way, it just wasn't going to work. Like I said, about 10-15 minutes later, I gave up. What I decided to do was I actually took both screws out of this, you know, the piece in the bottom. Okay, put the knife almost completely back together again, except for the pivot screw. Then I put the bar in. I put one screw into the piece, and pivoted it out. Put the bar in, pivoted it back, and then put, you know, extreme pressure as much as I can, just to line up the holes so I could put the other screw in. And it seems to be working fine. It's back together. It's locked. You know, when it locks open, if you don't push on the back, doesn't want to close on you. It is actually locked open. Minimum blade play. Not, I mean, it's a little bit of it. It's not a super expensive knife, but you know, it's to be expected. It won't shake open. But again, if you hear this, you know, or if you watch the bar too, you can hear it. It does lock open. You know, if I do a quick little spine whack test, it's not going to, you know, come undone. So the knife is back together. Put the little screw in the back here if you want to put a lanyard on there. So there it is. I'm going to sharpen this up and send it back to the person who sent it to me. To be honest, you know, if you're watching it, you know, whose knife this is, I wouldn't use this. I believe you said that you wanted to keep it because of sentimental reasons. That's cool, you know, put it in the old collection, but I wouldn't use it. I will sharpen it up a little bit, you know, so you have a nice sharp edge on it. Even collector's knives should be sharp, in my opinion. But I wouldn't use it really hard, and I would definitely not take it apart again. That's for sure. But just want to make this video. I don't know how helpful it was, because most of what I did was off camera, but I did tell the person that I would try to make a video showing it being put back together. So there you go. Nice little lockback knife. So, you know, when you're taking knives apart, be sure to, this goes for everyone watching. Be sure to take note of what goes where. If you have to, take pictures. Someone gave me that tip a long time ago. Every time you take a screw out, take a picture. Every time you take the handle off, take a picture so you can go back and reference those pictures and actually see what parts went where, okay, and how they work. So that's it. Lockback's obviously a real big pain in the butt to take apart and put back together. At least this one was. So thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Take care.